Recording in progress. Hi everyone, can you hear me? Hi everyone, can you hear me? Please kindly confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, Gloria, we can hear you. You can start.
Okay, so many thanks for joining us today. We'll be having a webinar with University College Dublin, and today we'll get to know about data analysis and hello, I think I lost the network.
We can hear you.
Can hear you. It's all going well. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Please can you turn off your Okay, hello, can you hear me now? All right, many thanks for joining us today. We are having a webinar with UCD, and they'll be telling us about data analysis or data science, which one is the right track for us, and among other things. So I'll be introducing Chiamaka, and she'll be giving us a breakdown of everything we need to know. So during the course of this webinar, if you have a question, please kindly drop them in our chat box below, and Chiamaka or any of the reps will be here to answer all your questions. So, hi Chiamaka, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'll be handing over to you right now.
Okay. And
Right.
Hi everybody. Please confirm that you can see my screen. Awesome. Okay, so hi everybody. Welcome to this webinar curated by SIUK Nigeria. My name is Chiamaka Ofojimba. I work with the UCD Global Team, Middle East and Africa. But I'm the Africa Recruitment Manager based in Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm your point of contact with regards to questions, inquiries, entry requirements, everything you need to know about coming to UCD as a Nigerian or as an African. I'll be your point of contact if you have all those questions. For today's session, we're going to be having three presentations by Benjamin, Stefan, and Samantha. They're going to delve into the different courses, economics, politics, and international relations. Samantha is a UCD alumni, and she's going to be sharing her experience as a data engineer and analyst for FBD Insurance. And then we're going to have a Q&A session. Like Gloria said, if you have questions at any time during the presentation, just pop it in the chat box. And at the end of the presentation, we'll get to it. And after the Q&A, I'll just advise on next steps, or if you want to further apply for these courses that will be listed here. The outcome of this presentation is to shed more light on these courses and help you make an informed decision, and is to answer questions in regards to admission queries and entry requirements, and further to foster a relationship between UCD and prospective students. So at this junction, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to invite Benjamin to present. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Well, thanks everyone for being here and for joining us. I'm very happy to present this new program that is called MSc Economics and Data Analytics, and it's a program that at UCD we have launched last September, so 4 months ago, and it's a program we're very excited about. So what is this new program, and why is it there? So the first thing is this program is a joint venture by us, that is the School of Economics here at UCD, and our friends from the School of Mathematics and Statistics. And what I would want to first give you an impression of is the genesis of this program, where it's coming from. It's not coming out of nowhere, but it fulfills a very specific purpose, and you will see in a few seconds what that is. So UCD, the School of Economics, is the leading economics department in Ireland and among the leading economics departments in the whole of Europe. And we have been for the last 20 years running very successful master's programs in economics. When I say successful, what I mean by that is, I mean, we've had fantastic placements of our students in PhD programs, in industry jobs, or in public sector jobs. So we have a big alumni network, and we've also gotten very good feedback from the students on the quality of our courses. So students are very happy with the courses. Now, what a traditional economics master was teaching or is teaching, you can see here. It's a skill set that is very attractive. It's a combination of economic analysis and quantitative skills. And so that skill set has always been very good at sort of placing our students in various career paths, and they have gone on to very impressive careers. However, in the last 10 years, and possibly even before, there was a development in industry, especially, but basically in all parts of our society, namely a drive towards a more data focused and data driven world / business model / everything. And this program, we had to realize that what we offer as an economics master is nice and well. Our alumni or our graduates are doing very well, but there are lots of new career paths where the skills that we teach are not quite enough, and people need more data skills. And that's why we reached out to our friends from the School of Mathematics and Statistics, who are specialists in teaching exactly these skills. So what are they? You can see them here. And these are skills that when you browse the job ads at sites like LinkedIn or Stepstone or any other type of job portals, you will see these skills popping up over and over again. Examples are machine learning, data programming, data visualization, Bayesian analysis, or databases and SQL. And these are just some examples. So in this new program, we offered this very unique combination where students learn the basics and go deep into economic analysis, but they also learn a lot of the quantitative skills that one needs to thrive in lots of careers in academia, in industry, and in the public sector and international organizations. What we have here at UCD is something quite unique. UCD is a hub for the combination of data science / data analytics and social science. So we have a number of programs that offer this combination. Two of them we present to you today. But what this means also is that we across these programs offer lots and lots of modules, and students can pick and choose from those different programs. So I give you here two examples. The School of Politics that Stefan is representing offers a course in quantitative text analysis, which is extremely useful, and our students can take that course too. Or the School of Geography offers a GIS course and a spatial analysis course that is based on programming with R and Python, which is also extremely useful and has lots of applications in the world out there. And these are just some examples of the many modules that students can choose when they take their course. So all in all, what we have achieved with this program is we create a program that combines skills and toolboxes from two very important disciplines and equips our graduates for a large number of careers. Now, why should this program be for you, and why should Dublin be for you? First of all, Dublin is a fun city to be in. It's lively, it's interesting, it's simply, it's a great city to live in. But also, a great advantage of Dublin is that it's home to some of the most desirable employers in the world. So it has a lot of European headquarters. You see the picture here of the so-called Silicon Docks, and you have basically all the major tech firms, all the big consultancies, lots of financial firms would have their headquarters here in Dublin. And that, where these buildings are that you can see here, is a short bus ride from UCD. I should also mention that if you come to UCD or if you come to Ireland generally to study, you will have a 2-year visa afterwards where you can work in Ireland and build up your reputation and then get sponsored by an employer. So that's certainly something that is attractive that other countries, especially other English-speaking countries in our neighborhood, cannot offer or choose not to offer. Now, for our specific program, we have in mind 2 types of students for whom this program is. One are students with a background in economics, business, commerce, finance, or also other social sciences, as long as it's a quantitative background, as in people have had some statistics courses in the likes of political science or sociology. So for those students, they have already some background in economics or other social sciences and may want to learn more about data analytics. That's one group. The other group is students who do not have a background in these type of disciplines, but have a quantitative background in the likes of computer science, engineering, maths, or other STEM subjects, who want to sharpen and deepen their data analytics skills and at the same time learn more about economic analysis. And so we cater in our program, we've created a flexible program where we cater to both these groups of students. And in our first cohort, we have students from both these directions. One more thing I would like to emphasize is that given that we have so many data-focused programs here at UCD, we've built a very, very strong cluster in our college, and we do a lot of joint events. So we do events with companies. For example, we had a very successful event recently with LinkedIn. We had the global director of strategy of LinkedIn give a talk to our students. We will soon have an event with Google, and we're planning similar events where students from all these data-focused programs can meet prospective employers and network with them. That on top of general career fairs for graduate students that regularly happen at UCD. So we've been delighted to launch this program. We welcomed as a first cohort 14 students from all over the world. And we're hoping to welcome even more and hopefully also some of you. So we're very happy. I'm very happy to answer any of your questions. Now, before I hand back, let me just quickly talk a little bit about the job prospects of this program. Now, obviously, this is a new program, so we don't have an exact track record yet when it comes to placing our own students. But we know where our master students from the MSc Economics went, and we know where the master students from the MSc Data Analytics went. And our new program is a marriage of those 2 programs. So you can get an idea. And so these are just some of the private sector firms that that our graduates went to, but we also had graduates who went into US PhD programs or PhD programs at LSE or the likes, and we had graduates who very successfully entered the public sector or international organizations. So there is a large number of opportunities here, and I'm very happy later on to answer more of your questions. So I will now hand over and hand over to Stefan. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ben. I'm happy to continue and present the MSc Politics and Data Science just very quickly. I think not everyone is on mute, so if you could just double check that you're on mute, or the organizers could mute everyone to avoid any confusion. If it gets too loud in the background, let me know, because people are working on our roof. Sorry for this. So I share my screen and share the slides for about the MSc Politics and Data Science, and there will be quite some overlap with what Ben has already mentioned. So I'm an assistant professor at UCD. I joined in 2020, and that was the year when we set up the MSc Politics and Data Science. So we had several cohorts who successfully completed this degree, and one of our former students, Samantha Mincha, is here with us today, and she can answer your questions as well from a student perspective. So this Politics and Data Science master's degree is structured into two streams, because we are aware that our students are often having a background in the social sciences or arts, political science, economics, sociology, geography, but are interested in politics. Or have a more technical background, for instance, a degree in computer science or other STEM disciplines. And what we want to ensure is that both of these types of students can successfully complete and excel in our degree in politics and data science. So if you have a background in the social sciences, you will have core modules on, for example, statistics in R, which is one of the most popular statistical programming languages, and also Python programming, which is, the language that all these cutting-edge methods are written in. So if we think about these transformer machine learning models, generative AI, other machine learning approaches, they are usually first implemented in Python. So even if you have never worked with these software packages before, I can assure you, and Samantha can hopefully confirm that as well, that you will be able to work with both programming languages after completing the module. If you have a background in a technical degree, you might already know R, Python, and the basics of statistics. So let me just, you might already know this. Therefore, you will have the chance to take more substantive modules on political science or social sciences, social science more generally. One example is a module on the politics of misinformation, which is, of course, very relevant and topical. And in this module, you will learn, for example, how to design your own experiments, your own survey experiments, and how to actually conduct such experiments if you want to do that in your master's thesis or in your job after completing this degree. And then you have a lot of optional modules, and Ben mentioned this earlier on as well, that you can choose both from modules in our school, so our department, Politics and International Relations, but you could also choose modules from other disciplines, both in our college, so geography, economics, sociology, psychology, and even in computer science, for example, if you wish. So here are some examples: text analysis, international political economy, peace and conflict studies, European governments, and well over 30 additional optional modules that you could take and choose from. Then we also have a module that involves a group-based project, which is a very popular module, and a module that makes you stand out on the job market. You will work with in teams of around 2 or 3 students on one research question with one of our faculty members. I will provide some of the example projects on the next slide, and that really prepares you not only for your job, but also for the dissertation. So you will write a master's dissertation. It's around 10,000 words, so the length of a typical journal article, which you work on during the last third of your degree. And this dissertation is also a very good and efficient and effective way of showcasing your skills to future employers. Going back to these group projects, I have 4 examples here that I want to briefly mention, because it shows what kind of substantive research questions you can address with the methods that you will learn during this MSc Politics and Data Science. One group studied the diffusion of opinions among experts on Chinese politics using network analysis. That paper was presented this year at the American Political Science Association annual conference in Los Angeles. So it just shows that it is really high quality work that can be presented at the most prestigious international conference. Another group looked at sentiment expressed by militant groups in the Middle East, for example, Hamas, using their press releases and public statements. Another project looked at the complexity of political speech. So how easy or difficult is it to understand what we are saying, what politicians are saying, before and after cameras were introduced in parliament. So after every session has been live streamed, that this in some way influence or correlate at least with the complexity of political speeches. And the last project I want to present was on the role of experts in deliberative assemblies. Deliberative assemblies are small, groups of randomly selected citizens that discuss certain policy issues, and their recommendations are forwarded to politicians. And these deliberative assemblies in Ireland had a large influence on society. So 2 referendums actually came out of this. And in this paper, the students studied how expert presentations influenced subsequent Q&A sessions. And that paper was actually published in a peer-reviewed political science journal. On our website of the Connected Politics Lab, which is a hub that brings together both the students in the MSc Politics and Data Science and faculty members in our school and other schools working on these issues. On this website, we have published several blog posts that describe these projects. So in terms of skills, you will be able to learn R, Python, machine learning, text analysis, and from next year onwards, we will also focus even more on generative AI and how this can be used and what the ethical implications of these tools are. So on the right-hand side, you see Python code. This should not scare you off. If you have never worked with Python, you might think, what is this? I will promise you at the end of the degree, you will understand what is going on here, and you can write this code and you can use it to answer questions. And as I say here, you will be able to use these tools to address social science research questions. And you're also able to critically assess the limits and ethical issues, which is a very important skill. This slide is very similar to what Ben has showed you, but it is from above, Silicon Docs, where we just highlighted some of the companies and where they are based. So it's you can literally walk from company to company, and several of our graduates also now work in companies that are based on this map. To provide some examples, so we have graduates working in consulting, for example, KPMG, in tech companies, financial services, insurances. There's other examples of jobs you might not think about it, but it just shows you what skills you will develop and how, the range of jobs you can work in. So one of our recent graduates now works in the cloud and data operations team of Zurich Airport in Switzerland. We have graduates who work in public opinion institutes or also in research. One recent graduate now works at the Central Bank of Ireland. And we've also placed some of our recent graduates in PhD programs in UCD, Ireland, but also outside of Ireland. For example, one student who just finished this year is now a PhD student at Northeastern University in the US. That's me. Thank you very much. Here are the contact details of our school. And here's my email address. Feel free to contact me at any stage if you have questions about the degree or UCD more generally. Thank you very much. And I probably hand over to Samantha now, if that's correct, who can share her experience as a politics and data science student.
Thanks, Stefan. I'm just going to talk kind of off the cuff about some of my experiences as a graduate of the Politics and Data Science Masters, which I completed in 2022. For my voice, I'm not from Ireland. I'm from California. I was working in policy on the political science side of that master's for about 2 to 3 years, working in legislative policy. Just long story short, I was really enjoying the more analytical aspects of my job as a legislative analyst and policy analyst, and wanted to combine my 2 loves of political science and political science research with data analytics. and learn some basics in coding. As I progress throughout the program, I can now say I can code very soundly in Python, R, and that's helped me learn other coding languages in my current position as a data engineer in SQL and C++. So there are a few modules within the program that I think were incredibly useful to my job career switch, because I was going in as a political science student. I completed my bachelor's in political science and worked in the policy atmosphere for a long time. I can safely say that moving through the program, I learned everything you'd need to know really in the basics in data analytics and how to move through a data project, which has been really useful in my career as a data engineer. Currently, I am a data engineer in a finance department with a major Irish company, which is FBD Insurance, an Irish insurer. I work with claims data going back until 1979, which could be payments and claims. We're talking millions and billions of data points, and I am able to safely and efficiently wrangle that data and analyze that data. And given the progressive nature of the master's program, I am able also to introduce some new theories in text analysis and generative AI into a kind of institutional company that is FBD Insurance in Ireland. The only other thing I wanted to say is that this program, and even in the economics program that Ben mentioned, it's going to work on the level that you want it to. If you come from an economics background, or if you come from a political science background and want to move into data, or vice versa, it's going to expand your understanding of either subject, and it can work for you with choosing the modules that you'd like to expand, and it really allows you to chase those topics or things that maybe you didn't get a chance to explore in your bachelor's degree, and you get to really dive into it and enjoy yourselves in the master's. As far as coming as an international student, I find the campus really nice. It's such a big campus. It's still very close to the Dublin city centre, and you're able to have a lot of facilities. There's a graduate room in the library, which allows you to work on your thesis and all of the other projects. And there's a really good just cohort of people from all over the world. So you're really able to meet new people and expand. And then just off of what Ben said, I'm also in that 2 years after doing my master's degree. So I am able to work and live in Ireland. And it's gone into a work visa. So that's a very reasonable path that you're able to kind of explore within it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ben, Stefan, and Samantha, for the wonderful presentation. I'm sure it was very enlightening for everyone else here. So we do have some questions, and I'm just going to run through them as quickly as possible. Okay, so someone is asking, are these all the courses you offer in the university? The answer is no. These are just focused courses for this webinar, but UCD offers a wide range of courses in different fields. So it would be best to go on our website. I'm pretty sure that whatever course you're looking for, we do have it in UCD. How much is the tuition fee and scholarship available for international students? So our tuition fees ranges from 18,000 to 20,000. Depends on the course that you're going for. And we do have scholarships available for international students. So we have the ISS, which is an automatic discount scholarship for students coming from the African region, and it's 15 to 35% of your tuition fee. It's given automatically, simply based on academic merit. So, and there's also the Global Excellence Scholarship, which is 50% or 100% of the tuition fee only. For the Global Excellence Scholarship, you need to have an offer with the university first before you can go ahead to apply for that one. Okay. All right, so this is one for Ben or Stefan. What's the difference between data science and data analysis, and do you offer both courses?
Okay, maybe I'll go ahead and then Stefan can certainly jump in. So first of all, so we've introduced here two courses. One is called Economics and Data Analytics. The other is called Politics and Data Science. Um, in my personal view, is there a big difference between, in general, data analytics and data science? The answer is no and yes. There is a huge overlap in what, let's say, data analysts do and data scientists do. And in either course, you can learn the ropes of both, or you can learn the basics that equip you for both these types of careers. So data science is a bit more on the side of generating data through things like text and web scraping and many other searches on the internet and so on, and then analyzing and visualizing data more descriptively, whereas data analysts tend to go a bit deeper with statistical tools. But at the end of the day, there is a huge overlap. So either program would equip you for careers that have both these labels. And so it's more when if you're interested in the programs we offer, just have a look, at the modules you can take and the overall curriculum, and also maybe talk to some of us and see which one suits your needs better, right? The focus on politics and the type of modules our colleagues offer, the focus on economics and the type of modules us and our colleagues from statistics offer. It's simply an individual question, which one suits you better.
Yeah, Ben already mentioned all the relevant aspects here. Just one thing I wanted to mention based on the first question regarding scholarship. So the School of Economics and the School of Politics and International Relations also offer some scholarships. So I know in our school, for undergraduate students, we always need tutors and teaching assistants. And what we do is offer a 50% reduction, 50%, so you only pay half the price of the fees if you get one of our scholarships, which then comes with teaching or TAing modules for students. So that means that you have small groups of undergraduate students for a given module, which can be political science, like Intro to Political Science, or comparative politics, or political theory. Teach those modules. I think maybe also do some grading, even though that might be paid extra. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is actually. So you get additional experience in universities kind of from the other side, not from the student perspective, but from the lecturer perspective, which can be very valuable, and you save a lot of money. This difference between data analytics and data science was, I think, described very well. And Samantha mentioned some of the aspects there as well. First, she talked about data wrangling and having these huge data sets of insurance claims since the 1970s and cleaning that data and making it usable and summarizing that. So I would say this is more data analytics, whereas the data science part of her work is based on the machine learning and text analysis aspect. So kind of having more unstructured data, unstructured corpora, like unstructured information, which can be text, and getting this into a structured format in one way or the other. Maybe Samantha, if you have anything to add from like the from the perspective of data science versus data analytics, maybe feel free to go ahead. And then Ben, you can also talk a bit about the financial support that may be offered by your school.
I would say I think I heard it explained once, the difference between a data analyst and a data scientist has a lot sometimes rooted in a data scientist knows a bit more about the regression and how the regression actually works and how you're looking at things are being analyzed and the things behind it, and may be able in a machine learning aspect to tweak or create your own model that you can run, where a lot of, at least in practice, data analysts know what's going on and really dive into the results of structured data, whereas in data science you might be working in a little bit more uncharted territory.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, again, that's that you will see multiple definitions out there, and that very aptly describes sort of what the differences are. But none of our programs are fixated on, you know, that particular title. I think what's important is this focus on all things data. And then whether it's called one or the other is sort of a secondary aspect of it. Now, asked about financial support, the School of Economics has scholarships, merit-based scholarships that are open to anyone who applies. These cover typically the full tuition fees or half the tuition fees, and the process is the same as with the application for the UCD Global scholarships that are centrally managed, as in you need to apply to the university first, get an offer, and then you can state in the application that you want to be considered for a scholarship. We try to, you know, together with UCD Global to you know, give out as many scholarships as we can afford, because we want to attract the most talented students from around the world. So it's certainly worth giving that a shot and trying to apply. Now, there was one more question in the chat about the cost of living in Dublin. Um, so Dublin is certainly not an overly cheap city to live in. That's quite frankly, it's on a similar level to big US cities or London or Paris or other big capital cities. But what this means is you simply need to check. So UCD Global provides a lot of information on the cost of living, of accommodation, of socializing, healthcare, and all these things. You simply need to check that, and UCD Global are usually very good at providing this information. Also, if you have any questions and so on. There is also accommodation available on campus for international students, which may not be so far below market rate in terms of the rental cost, but at least it saves students from searching on the rental market, and you can basically just arrive and have your accommodation sorted. So UCD Global will be able to help you with all of that. So back over to Chiamaka.
Thank you so much, Ben, Stefan, and Samantha. So just to shed more light on the cost of living, as Ben has said, UCD Global has a full breakdown of the cost of living in Dublin. But just to give you a rough overview, you're looking at minimum 800 euros upwards. And we always tell students that it's largely dependent on your lifestyle. So, but minimum looking at 750 to 800 euros per month. And the turnaround time for applications for UCD Global MEA is 2 to 4 weeks. It might take longer if the application needs to be referred to the school to make a decision, but roughly you're looking at 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, so we have one last question here, and it's what kind of project will be covered in this course?
So I can answer this because we have experience from a few more years. So what kind of projects are covered? So I think it's in every module you have continuous assessment. So it's not like in some of your undergraduate modules where you have one exam at the end and that counts for 100% of your grade. So in our school, you usually have around 2 to 3 assignments in every module that count towards your final grade. They often involve some sort of an essay, or if it's more of a data related modules or course, an application of the methods that you have learned. So we had excellent examples, for instance, in text analysis of papers that have been written and developed, and some of these papers then were used to or were expanded in the master's thesis and improved. for example. So you write your master's thesis as well. In this group-based module, which we call Connected Politics, I presented some of the projects there already during my presentation. Those usually are related to answering questions relevant to society and politics using these methods. And in your master's thesis, last but not least, you have a lot of choice on what you want to do. Again, Samantha can maybe jump in there, but the process that it works in our school is as follows. In around January, you will write a very short overview of ideas that you have for your master's thesis, add a couple of keywords, and based on this, you will be assigned a supervisor who can support you throughout the process. So you have a lot of choice actually what you want to do. Usually I think it makes sense if you do like a data related degree that you have some sort of quantitative analysis in your thesis, and I think all of our graduates have done this. And some of our master's theses have also been of really exceptional quality. So one recent graduate one graduate in 2021 now published her master's thesis in the Journal of European Public Policy, which is one of the top political science journals. So, of course, that involved a lot of work after completing the thesis, but it just shows that a lot of the projects that are being submitted are really of exceptional quality. And I also know of students who then use these projects, either the group-based one on the dissertation or just from some modules from courses, to talk about these projects in their job interviews when they are asked, okay, what can you actually do and what have you done?
Yeah, if I may quickly jump in here as well. So in our program, obviously in many of the courses we also offer, we have continuous assessment as Stefan said, and people do projects within this, typically group projects, as part of the assessment. What we offer besides that is that in the third term, so you have 2 terms of coursework and then 1 term where you either write a thesis. So we offer that choice between a thesis, and people can also do an internship with one of our industry partners, or they can look for an internship themselves, as long as it fulfills certain criteria. So what the internship typically entails is it's a 3-month work experience in a company whereby you work typically on a specific project. So we have, for example, a partnership with Novartis, a big pharmaceutical company, global company, with their real world analytics team, and their students who come in, interns, are given their own project and work under supervision on an industry project, and then through that have something to show at the end, and it gives people industry experience and gets them the foot in the door. On the other hand, we offer obviously also the more classical academic thesis, which, as Stefan correctly said, is a great way to develop your skills and also showcase them once it comes to applying for jobs.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ben and Stefan. Okay, we have more questions. Do you accept students on scholarship from bodies like Commonwealth, etc.? So from the UCD global perspective, yes, we do, as long as it can be verified. Yes, we do accept students from there. I don't know if anybody wants to jump in on that, so I can move on to the next question. Okay. What's the payment plan like, and also what's the deposit fee? Okay, so the deposit is 500 euros. I would allow Ben and Stefan. Some schools do not require a deposit, but generally it's 500 euros. Payment plan is for, as a Nigerian, you are allowed to pay in installment 3 times, but your first installment has to be at least 6,000 euros because you need to apply for a visa. And the visa office would need to see that you've paid 6,000 euros towards your tuition fee before you can apply for your visa. And then you can split the remaining payment between the 2 semesters. I hope this is the same with Ben and Stefan as well. Okay, grand. Awesome. Okay, so those are all the questions that we have currently. If at any point in time you have any questions, they dropped, I'm sure there's a recording of this on YouTube and you can always refer to it. Also going to leave the email address in the chat box of the UCD Global Center. And if you have any questions, you can just reach out to us and we will be sure to answer you. So thank you so much for joining. I'll hand over to Gloria now. Thank you. Gloria, you're muted.
Yeah, unmute.
Okay, Chimaka, thank you so much. That was quite insightful. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Stefan and Samantha. And the questions, I believe everything has been answered. So if you still have more questions about UCD requirements, you can please send us a DM. You can send a DM to me, Freya.o@studyinguk.com, or reply the messages. Reply the mail. There's a mail I sent to you today. I don't know if you got my mail, but you could just reply that mail with every other questions you have concerning UCD. Okay, so at this point, thank you everyone for joining us. We hope to get a positive feedback from this webinar session, and do have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.